Hey everyone, it's Saturday, December 26th. The time is 12:25 p.m. and the temperature right now is -2 degrees Celsius. I'm here in Midtown Toronto, and the plan for this one is to head over to Yonge Street, and from there I'll drive north up to Highway 401, and I'll take that over to the Valley Parkway, and then I'll head south into downtown, and I think I'll get off the Gardner Expressway at Spadina Avenue, and I'll take that north back up to Midtown. Not sure exactly what this guy is doing. Let's carefully slide around him. And this is Duplex Avenue here. I'm turning north onto. As you can see, some of the smaller side streets are still in pretty rough shape. So I'll turn right here at Montgomery, and then I'll make a left-hand turn onto Yonge Street. And welcome to my first ever driving video. I have done a few driving live streams before, but not a pre-recorded video like this. And I felt like giving my feet a bit of a rest today. And since I have the rental car for a few more days, why not hook up the GoPro and go for a drive? So this is Yonge Street I'll be turning north onto. And there's the future home of a Jollibee. Straight ahead. And on the left at Best Buy, there doesn't appear to be much of a lineup. This is Boxing Day, which is one of the biggest shopping days of the year here in Canada, or at least it used to be. As of today, a province-wide lockdown went into effect. So there will really be no in-store shopping today, other than places that sell essential goods. Although in recent years, Boxing Day has been kind of a watered-down experience. It's sort of turned into Boxing Week. Also, Canadian stores have started offering Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. So really, it's an entire season of sales. Most of the snow would be remnants from the Christmas Eve snowfall we had that lasted well into the morning. It did snow a bit yesterday, the 25th, but that was rather light. So I don't think that contributed to a whole lot of what we're seeing. But the main thing is, the main roads look pretty good. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to go for a casual drive. Also, this is my third attempt at recording this. The first two, I had mounted the camera directly in the middle of the windshield, and it kept falling off. The part of the glass where the rear view mirror is has some kind of textured surface to it that the mount wouldn't stick to. So I moved it off to the side, so hopefully the angle still works out. This isn't something I tested beforehand. We're just kind of going for it. So this here is Lawrence Avenue. And you'll find Lawrence Subway Station at this intersection. And there's a fire truck coming up from behind us. Hopefully everyone's all right. And this area is known as Young Lawrence Village, although most people just call it Young and Lawrence. I think I did a walkthrough here in November. And I remember seeing people wearing shorts and a t-shirt. So that was a rather nice day. It'll be a long time before we see weather like that again. The street parking certainly makes for a bit of a tight squeeze. And all those towers way off in the distance there are part of the Willowdale neighborhood. That would be the intersection of Young and Shepherd, where that first cluster of large towers is. And just on the right here is a rather affluent neighborhood. That is Hogs Hollow. And some refer to this stretch of Yonge Street as Hogs Hill. I have done a few bike rides where I went up this hill in the other direction on my single speed. And if you ever want to get your butt kicked, I would certainly recommend doing that. There's the old Miller Tavern on the right. So this is York Mills Road on the right and Wilson Avenue on the left. And you'll find York Mills subway station there. The next subway station would be Shepherd, but we'll be turning onto Highway 401 before then. And the windshield's starting to get a bit mucky. Hopefully that cleans it up a bit. So I think I want to stay right here to get on the 401 East. Man, this is the busiest freeway in North America. across Toronto. It's 16 lanes wide and a lot of spaces or places. And I don't normally head east on it. Usually when I'm getting on the 401, I'm heading west. Considering this is Boxing Day, I would say traffic is definitely on the light side, although I couldn't tell you what it would normally be. Those towers on the left are themed after buildings in New York City. Although I believe their original plans were for them to be much taller than they are now. They actually look kind of squat. They definitely could use an extra 10 or 15 stories. Just to the north of the 401 is Shepherd Avenue that runs parallel to here. And it took me a good 10 minutes or so to clear all the snow off the car. There's a thick layer of ice caked all over it, and a healthy amount of snow. I had to warm it up for a while. And use the scraper and the brush to clean it off. There's the North York IKEA on the left, and Don Valley Parkway 2 kilometers. Current speed is 107 kilometers per hour. The speed limit's 100. And here's the ramp to the Don Valley Parkway. So this runs along the far eastern edge of downtown. But downtown doesn't start till about Bloor Street. And to the north, you could take the 404 up to Newmarket. And this isn't really a way I pretty much ever drive, even though a lot of people will say in clear conditions it's one of the best drives in the city of Toronto. It's kind of a nice windy highway that swoops down into a valley, although some affectionately call it the Don Valley parking lot. And this is why. I was hoping we'd hit some clear traffic on here. Hopefully it clears up at some point. I don't really want to be a line jumper. So I will be taking this south all the way down to the Gardner Expressway. All right, we seem to be moving all right. This shouldn't be so bad. And the speed limit on the Don Valley Parkway is 90 kilometers per hour. And that is exactly what we're doing right now. And I don't drive on here a whole lot, but it looks like most of these cars aren't leaving enough room between them and the car in front of them. Everyone's kind of bunched up. So you could exit onto Lawrence Avenue East. And you could take that over to the Edwards Gardens and the Bridle Path neighborhood. And here's Eglinton Avenue. The windshield's getting a bit mucky again. Let's see if I can... Hopefully that makes things better. If you do like these driving videos, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can make some more of them. I do have the car till the 29th of December. But of course I can always rent a car every now and then, and that's something I will be doing, as I would like to get out and explore some of the more outer regions of the GTA at some point, and some other cities. Hamilton is definitely on the list, as is Ottawa and Montreal. Once this pandemic's over with, I'd like to get out, maybe spend a weekend in those cities and record a bunch of videos. And really the best way to get there is to drive down. And I have the camera mounted on the right side of the rear view mirror, so hopefully the perspective is all right. Like I said, I didn't really test that ahead of time, but I just realized it might look like I'm way over to the right here when I'm not. That's a big tow truck. Classic heavy towing. And that really tall building straight ahead would be One Bloor East. So that's the intersection of Yonge and Bloor. And according to the sign, we'll be on the Gardiner Expressway in 3 minutes. There's the CN Tower and Financial District coming into view. I really have no clue how well this camera is capturing this. And it looks like there's some snow still shaking itself loose from the hood. I tried to get all of it off. You gotta kind of wonder where these people are going. Maybe returning back from visiting relatives on Christmas, even though the province kind of advised against it, because I don't think there's a whole lot of in-person Boxing Day shopping going on today. Otherwise, the Eaton Center would have made for a pretty crazy video, but seeing as it's closed, there might just be some small lineups outside as people wait to pick stuff up from retailers. I don't really know. Maybe that would have been an interesting video. Gardner Lane's reduced. Don Valley Parkway to York. That's okay. I think I'll get off at Spadina. I can't imagine it being too backed up. Current speed 112 kilometers per hour. So even though the speed limit's 90, I think the flow of traffic generally goes much faster than that. You could jump off the DVP there and take that exit to Richmond Street, and that'll bring you in through the financial district. Hey everyone, it's Saturday, December the 26th. It is 1:07 p.m. and the temperature right now is -2 degrees Celsius. I'm currently traveling south on Ontario Street, and this is Richmond Street East I'm about to turn west onto. So in this one I'll be driving over to Yonge Street, and then I'll head north up to Bloor Street, and I'll turn right there and take that over to the Don Valley Parkway, and I'll swoop down through the valley and take the Gardner Expressway over to Spadina Avenue, and then I think I'll take that north and find my way up to Midtown Toronto. This is my first time recording a pre-recorded driving video like this. I did do a couple of live streams on Christmas Eve. I did one that started in Midtown Toronto and went south down to Niagara Falls, and then I streamed my drive from Niagara Falls back to Toronto. And that one was kind of fun as it was snowing the entire way. Since I have this car until December 29th and I wanted to give my feet a bit of a rest today, I thought, let's hook up the GoPro and try a driving video. This is there's Victoria Street, so the next one should be Yonge. That's where I'll turn right. And there's Saks Fifth Avenue. It's worth noting that this is traditionally Boxing Day here in Canada, and it would be one of the busiest retail shopping days of the year. However, there is a province-wide lockdown in effect. So all retail stores that don't sell essential goods are only open for curbside pickup and not in-store customers, so I would imagine there's a lot less people out than normal. On the left here is the Eaton Center, which is North America's busiest shopping mall. That would normally be ram-packed on a day like this. This is the intersection of Queen and Yonge, and I'm currently heading north on Yonge. The roads are pretty good. Most of the snow would be remnants from the Christmas Eve snowfall we had. It did snow a little yesterday on Christmas Day, but not a whole lot. And there doesn't appear to be much of anything going on outside of the Eaton Center. There's a protest going on at Dundas Square. So this is the intersection of Yonge and Dundas. And the guy in front of me is reversing. It's not something you want to see when the car in front of you starts backing into you. So this first part of the drive will give us an idea what Yonge Street is like on Boxing Day. This is actually not my first attempt at recording this video today. The first few times I tried it, the camera mount wouldn't stay attached. It fell off after a few minutes. I had mounted it on the other side of the rear view mirror, and that part of the windshield is not glass. There's some kind of weird texture that the camera mount didn't want to stay attached to, so I moved it to the right side of the windshield, and I really have no idea how usable this footage will be or not. It's not something I tested ahead of time, we're just kind of going with it. So if it does look like the camera is off to the right a little bit, that would be why. And then once I finally got it set up, I had started driving in Midtown Toronto, and I went north up Yonge Street to the 401, and I took that over to the Valley Parkway, and right when I got to the Gardner Expressway, my GoPro turned off. And I'm not sure if it overheated or if that was the battery that died. I forgot to plug it in. We're plugged in now, but when I turned it back on after that, I was at 30% battery. So I'm thinking maybe it overheated, and hopefully that won't happen again. I know these things do have issues with heat. Maybe I should have just brought my other action camera, the Osmo Action. So this here is where you'll find College Station, Carleton Street is on the right and College Street is on the left. Bad luck with these street lights or traffic lights. That's okay. Bloor Street is just up ahead here, right at that really tall tower straight ahead. That would be 1 Bloor East. And I'm always coming through this way as a pedestrian. And for some reason there, my camera just turned off. What was that all about? Whoa, that Jeep did certainly not clear all the snow off his vehicle the way you would have expected them to have.